Hey, guys, I'm Jia.
And I'm Drea.
And welcome back to the Friend in My Head podcast featuring the aunties whose electronics don't be working, apparently, because... because, bitch, how many fucking technical issues did we have to get this shit started?
I wasn't expecting that one. That was...
Come on, raspy voice.
It's funny because it's true, guys.
Giving us a little sexy with that voice over there, though. You all right?
Listen, my voice is a little extra sexier this week, you guys, because my voice is gone because, how many times am I going to say because? I was screaming at a concert like I was 19 years old.
I just heard screaming and I stopped. I was about to say, wait, is this an offline conversation?
Now, Dre ain't getting no dick. But baby, yes. So excuse, I'm sure you guys don't mind a little extra sass and sauce on my voice because, extra sexy. Who doesn't want that? You see how I learned it real quick? Extra sexy.
You gave us the Barry White so fast. It's okay.
Bitch. How dare you?
You know what though? Like, I feel like I haven't really talked to you. Like, normally we go back and forth. Drea and I will literally voice note each other to death all day, every day. And I feel like I haven't talked to you much this weekend. So what did you get into? You said you went to a concert. Like, what did you get into?
Talk. I missed you so much. Listen,
I miss you too, bitch.
Yes. So I decided to take a little trip to see a one Snoop Dogg and gang.
Who?
And yeah, I decided to be young this weekend. I wanted to pop lock with the with the teeny boppers, and
okay.
I had a good time. I went to this concert simply because all of the acts that were together for this concert, bitch, everybody's old. Ain't no telling when they gonna get together again and do this. I sort of figured they're not going to again because, again, they're old. So I'm like, if I'm going to see any of these people, I'm going to go now. I might as well go now. So took my tail down there and I fucking performed every song like I was on stage. So,
okay.
Here we are.
And you know what? It's not a bad idea to go and see like people that you love, like their music and concert and everything, because it's like every other week somebody dying and shit. And so it's just
honey.
like goddamn.
The show took a turn, didn't it, y'all?
We went morbid on your ass real quick. But it's so many of my favorite artists that I have not seen in concert. And I'm just like, shit, I hope they don't fucking die before I get to go and see them. That was problematic. But I think...
So problematic. We're only 3 minutes in, y'all, but listen. That's all right, because this is what you know us for. That's okay. It's on brand for you, because you are
on brand for
problematic
auntie. I'm sorry. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait. Hold on. Stroke lip. Midgets, little people.
Listen.
Like, need I keep going?
Chill out. Hold on. That was the days of yesteryear. I was younger back then.
Okay, well,
we've grown.
You're vintage
and matured
now.
Since
You're
then.
vintage now.
I am vintage, bitch. Don't you do it? I told you I am seasoned, not salty.
Hey,
there we go.
Hey,
how you doing over here?
Who were the other acts at concert with Snoop?
It was Corrupt. It was Sugar Free. DJ Quick.
Okay.
Yeah, Too Short was on stage. It was a lot of them. Dove Shack. You know that song Dove Shack sings?
Yeah, Summertime in the LBC, bitch.
Come on now. Yeah, she get it, y'all. She know it.
Don't play me like I wasn't in there.
It was just a whole bunch of West Coast artists on stage. And
Wow.
I'm like, listen, I know for a fucking fact this ain't going to happen again. Because to see them, ooh, honey, a lot of them been living hard.
Ooh, been living that hard and fast
life
life.
been fucking them up.
Listen,
They got to take it down to the welfare. That was that problematic?
That was
Is that
very
what we were
fucking
talking-
problematic.
Oh,
See, now
shit.
you're gonna get the fucking
Okay.
letter. Hi, Gia and Drea, love the show, but I don't think you guys should make fun of people on the welfare because right now,
Okay, but hold on. I love you guys so much. Oh God. Okay, how was your weekend?
listen, I enjoyed myself doing absolutely nothing. I did a little purging.
Ooh, come
A
on.
little purging.
Solitude.
Got rid of some clothes, got rid of some shoes, threw out just papers that I didn't need anymore, just trying to declutter and get ready for 2019. And I have decided officially that it is a series finale for right now on the dating apps. I can't do it anymore. It's just
A
it's
series
finale. Like,
finale.
bitch, cut. That's it. Hope I see you guys
Oh,
on the internet at a later day. I
no.
can't do it anymore, girl. I had a guy send me a message. He right-swiped on me, and I went to read his bio, and the bio was really, really interesting, but until I got to the PS, this nigga said at the bottom, he was like, and for the record, I think giving head is disgusting. Bitch. What the?
Blocked, delete.
Sir, what do you mean you're not planting your face between my legs? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh my God.
So I was just so disgusted after my last little personal experience, and then just constantly having these crazy ass conversations. It's a series finale for now. We might do a reboot later, but for now, I'm super good, sis. But I'll tell you what I did do. I subscribed to like all the little movie things that you like, Netflix, Hulu, HBO Now, and I watched Boys in the Hood. Like, I love to go back and watch like New Jack City and Minister Society.
I love that
Boys in the Hood.
movie,
Good. I'm
yes.
glad you love Boys in the Hood because, bitch, I got something that I want to ask you. And this is going to be called a last smash or pass. Similar to Marry, Fuck, or Kill. I'm sure you guys are familiar with that. It's where you basically name like 3 people and you choose which one you would marry, which one you would fuck, and which one you'd kill. But we're going to call this last smash or pass, meaning last, that's the person you want to be with forever. The next one, the smash, is the person you want to fuck. Pass is essentially the person you want to kill. So, Boys in the Hood edition, bitch.
Ooh,
Boys
yuckies.
in the Hood edition, bitch. Morris Chestnut, Cuba Gooding Jr., Lawrence Fishburne. What you doing, auntie?
Oh, come on, man. Okay, so the Boys in the Hood, though, Lawrence Fishburne was a snizzak,
Furious Styles could
so
get the panties.
This might be. Hello, and how you doing? So that. Every time sidebar, let me put a pin in that. Every time I think of Cuba Gooding Jr., I think of radio. So, and this is the thing.
What did he say?
Like,
What did he say? You go eat your pie? What did he say? What did he say? Listen, I got so many fucking disrespectful laughs off that fucking movie that if people watched me, like, listen, I remember when that movie came out, sis. I went to the movies to see it. Bitch, when I tell you, there were parts that I burst out laughing, and there was this woman behind me that she
were
was
funny.
like, bitch, it's not fucking funny. Like, I said, like, fuck, it is not. This shit is hilarious.
Like, are you sure, sis? We watching the same movie or no?
Listen.
Oh, bitch, I can't get him out of the radio role.
But
Okay,
last smash or pass.
for this,
who you giving the pussy to?
Okay, so I'm definitely going to pass on radio. I'm going to it was Cuba, Lawrence, and who else?
Morris Chestnut.
Oh, my baby, Morris. But we dealing with the Morris Boys in the Hood Chestnut. Ooh. And I'll smash him.
Smash. And so that means the last is going to be Furious.
He was Tootsie rolling in high school in the movie, so clearly that thing was on fire. So I'm gonna go ahead and give that a spin.
Did you notice though, like in Boys in the Hood, like he was a slight bit darker and a little bit ashier than when he was like in Best Man?
Oh, that's because they was using that Fashion Fair makeup.
Bitch.
They didn't have the they didn't have the budget that they had for Best Man, girl. You got to use that casket number 5.
He was looking real claymation.
That's all we could afford.
He was looking real claymation. Like I was like, wow. And so when he came out in Best Man, he was looking like a whole snack and a half.
Ooh,
now I've never been fond of Morris
Chocolate
Chestnut's
dip.
teeth. I've never been fond of his teeth, but that chocolate nigga. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, daddy.
Baby, you know that term long in the tooth?
No. Tell me, auntie, because I'm not familiar. I'm sorry. This is why you're vintage.
So if you ever hear somebody that say, yeah, he long in the tooth, or yeah, she long in the tooth, it comes from when you get older and your gums start to recede, your teeth look longer. They're in fact what they always are in your mouth, but they start to appear looking and look at the same thing. They start to appear to be longer because your gums are receding as you get older. Sometimes gingivitis is an onset for that, but for the most part it happens as you're getting older. So as he's getting older, his teeth, the bottom row especially, his gums are starting to recede, and his teeth are looking long like like white sticks. And he makes me think of that term long in the tooth, because he's starting to get long in the tooth. Let's be clear, I'd still knock the dust off all that chocolate.
Drea, that was easily the most auntie ass explanation anybody could ever give somebody about some fucking bitch. Long in the tooth? Long in the goddamn tooth? Oh my God.
That's where it comes from.
Listen.
That's where it comes from. And people say that when you see somebody that's getting old. Like, it is, okay, I'll give you this. It is auntie and uncle conversation, because generally the people that do say it are older. Yeah, you see Clarence, yeah, he getting long in the tooth.
Bitch,
that's pretty much how the conversation
auntie say that shit. I've heard maybe some grandparents whisper that shit. You dipping into a whole nother era of shit. Sis, we're not that old yet.
You see, Clarence,
we are not that old.
Listen,
we not.
I've heard it, unfortunately.
Oh my goodness,
plenty times.
Oh,
maybe
God.
it's because I hang out with old people. I'm. You know what? Fuck this. Took a turn for the worse and made me appear a little too seasoned. But okay, back to the question. Definitely smashing long in the tooth, and I am going to kick it with Furious, because I think he'll give me my balance that I need in a marriage. He, pulls the reins tight, but he lets me, run amok a little bit. But I know not to go too far, because he ain't with the shits.
Right. He will go Black Power vintage on your ass real quick.
Oh, absolutely.
I think my choices would be the exact same. Like I wouldn't change.
I can't give you a different set.
Oh yeah, go ahead, give me some new dick, sis. I'm with it.
Okay, so last smash or pass, Doughboy, which is played by the ever so thick and juicy and ooh baby, Ice Cube. If you ever come across this young man, I'm gonna put a pin in that. If you ever come across this show, just know you are loved and you are blessed, young man. And if the marriage ever dissipates, you know who to call.
Well, shit, I'll take his son.
People.
Fuck that.
Oh, his son is alright.
But you know
that
what?
Just make my dick soft,
he
but
has
that's
short
fine.
thumbs, though. Did you notice, like in Straight Outta Compton, how short his thumbs were?
that means something, doesn't it?
Yes, that means the dick is probably a little on the malnourished side. It's a little malnourished. He's not malnourished about the body at all, but I believe that dick is. Definitely
that dick
believe
is
that
hungry.
dick
He
is.
ain't feeding it right. That's fine. Okay, so we got Doughboy. We got what's his name? I think he went by Dookie. He had the pacifier in his mouth.
In the wheelchair, bitch.
No. Was he in a wheelchair?
Wait a minute. The one that they had to pick up and put in the goddamn car, bitch. You think I'm finna do that?
Please stop. I don't think he was in a wheelchair. He was the one that had his chain snatched. Am I mixing movies? No,
bitch,
I'm not.
that's
No,
Friday. That's Friday.
No. He had his chain snatched by the bass head. And
yeah, that was the nigga in the wheelchair. Because remember, they had to lift him up off the steps to go run after that nigga. He was spinning and running after the nigga, and everybody else was running.
Y'all correct us, because we clearly have the wrong parts of the movies.
Okay,
that we're recalling.
Okay. So listen. So are you talking about the guy that said, "Cause how else did we see the sun, the moon, the stars and shit?"
Stars and shit. Yeah, that's him.
Okay, so that one. So
him,
so Doughboy,
and who else? Trying to think. Oh, Regina Bell's character. What up?
Regina Bell. Oh,
I'm not Regina Bell. Regina King.
Regina King.
Regina
God
Bell.
Damn it.
Oh, bitch.
I mean, okay, so I think I'm going to pass on the sun, moon, stars, nigga.
Oh.
I'm gonna smash Regina King. Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna last with Ice Cube because he already proved he can do long term shit,
baby,
without a problem.
Talk about it.
And then I just
give
love
my man his props.
You love your little thick snack, bitch.
Oh, baby, Ice Cube been thick since thick been thick for the.
Listen,
for
that
the
nigga
90s.
been thick like oatmeal since forever. That nigga ain't never been thin. Ain't ever had a thin moment. He was like, bitch, I'm never losing this stomach.
Yes.
He's like, I'm never losing this shit. Fuck y'all.
Baby.
So yeah, that was cute. I guess we need to brush up on our names the next time we do this though, because
yeah, that would help. That would help the people. You know,
yeah,
I'm sure
I
that would
don't
help
think
a lot
I could.
of y'all.
I could you be with somebody in a wheelchair?
You know what? It's funny that you ask this because oddly enough, I think about this often.
Why did I picture you with glasses and holding like an ink pen up in the air?
I have my fingers in steeple mode right now. I think about this often, and I feel like I possibly could do that if I was with him before he had the wheelchair moment.
Now, what if what if you meet like this dude and he is in a wheelchair and his dick fully functional, he just can't walk? Like, would you?
But see, how would I be able to find that out?
I mean, ask, does your dick work? Like, what's wrong with that? That's not problematic.
No, like, okay, so I met him and we talked on the. How did I meet him? And do I know that he's in a wheelchair?
I mean, maybe he did from the chest up, like on Tinder.
No. See, you can't spring a wheelchair on somebody. That don't work. Because now I feel betrayed.
Then let's say that you're on Tinder and he's in a wheelchair and he shows himself prominently in a wheelchair and he's cute. His bio is nice. He talks to you nice. Like, he talks about taking you on a date and his dick is fully functional. Like, he's not. So
this is the thing. This is, oh my God, you are backing me in a problematic corner because I feel like what I'm about to say, it might offend some people. Listen, to any wheelchair folks out there, just know, Drea loves you. But I gotta say, it comes with a lot.
Yeah.
Being with somebody in a wheelchair, and I don't think that I am prepared for all that, so I probably wouldn't even move forward.
Right. I feel you. I don't know that I could either. I mean, just mainly because even though I'm not like super duper active, I think about things like, let's just say that I one day decide I want to go fucking rock climbing. Like, see, and don't laugh. I was hoping you wouldn't laugh because then that's going to make me sound problematic, bitch.
No, I'm not. I'm just bitch.
God damn it. Cancel the show, somebody. Cancel the show, somebody, because we just fucking up.
Out of all these years.
Like, I swear I don't.
This bitch went rock climbing one time, but when she get the wheelchair joint, she want to go rock climbing.
I know. But not even just the rock climbing, like just anything. Like, let's just say, because I do like to do things. Say, for example, I love going swimming, and I love, like, it's a bunch of shit that I like to do that you're gonna be limited, bitch. Next topic, because goddamn it, you're not fitting to chuckle under your goddamn breath about what the fuck I'm saying.
I tried to cover up the mic because, bitch, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go on. I
just feel like
because it's reminding me of the cop on American Dad. Mm-hmm. His legs being all skinny and shit. Listen, I feel you. I
don't know. I think if I didn't like to do certain things, that it would be okay. But like, oh God, I don't even. You know what? I don't even want to get into that.
Don't name it.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna do it because I don't want people to message me and be like, "Wow, you were trying to be funny." Because I had a question, like. Because I really don't know, but listen, feel free to DM me, you guys, the answer. Like, say for example, if you do, I don't think I've ever seen like people in wheelchairs like at amusement parks. Have you?
Oh, definitely.
You have?
They scoot them to the front. Hell yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
I get like low key salty for 5 seconds when I see him being wheeled to the front. But
to hell.
That's neither here nor there.
You're going to hell, sis. Just save me my seat, because
that's neither here nor there. But hell yeah, I've seen them motherfuckers.
Well, I don't think maybe I just haven't ever been paying attention enough to notice. But I don't know. I mean, yeah, as long as he's functional and there's some things that can be, done.
But what's functional to you?
A
just
dick.
Getting hard?
Yes. You have to be able to listen. All you got to do is get hard. I'll do the rest, my guy. That's
see, that's progressive of you. I like you. You're good.
Listen, just
You're
get it up. I can sit. Savannah. I know how to sit on now. This mouth works.
Okay, so fair enough.
So yeah, just as long as it's functional, like I can get with it. So yeah. Okay. So I'm done with the dating apps. These niggas aren't eating pussy anymore. Apparently that's vintage as well.
Yeah.
That's like
pretty much.
It's outdated like a motherfucker. So I'm just like, listen.
Can you imagine getting with somebody in a wheelchair and that motherfucker cheated on you? You staying or
why are
no?
we still on this goddamn topic? This is what I'm trying to figure out. Why are we doing this?
I'm just saying. Okay, have you ever had somebody cheat on you and you stayed in a relationship? I'll remove the wheelchair. You guys, I tried to, give you guys a visual, but she's hating, so we'll go and make it a stand-up guy.
So you said that. See, why did you said stand up? Hell.
But
bitch.
Alright, so y'all see what I did there?
Bitch, oh my Lord, you are problematic as shit, Drea. Every fucking week. It's a problem.
But no, you guys, oh my God. I love you. I'm not doing it on purpose, but no. So have you ever been in a relationship that you got cheated on and you stayed?
I haven't. Like every single relationship that okay, so first off, let me just say this. I have not been in a lot of monogamous relationships. Like I can count on, well, it depends. Let me ask this. let me put a pin in your question real quick. Where do you count your relationships from? Like, do you count your relationships from high school, or do you wait until after the relationships that you had after high school, or what counts as your relationships?
In high school, like, everybody looked at me as the homie. So I really, oh no, you know what? I did have relationships in high school, but that was like, low key, I think he wanted to just take my virginity. So I probably called it a relationship, but the whole time he was plotting on smashing, and I think he was probably going to dump me had I let him do it. So I kind of don't count those relationships in high school, but the one that I did start counting relationships was the guy that I was with for 7 years, because that was right after I graduated. So
okay. See, for me, I don't really count relationships from when I was in high school. Like, I count the ones that are from like right after I graduated on. And even then, even when I was in high school, I didn't date a lot of people. Like, I think I had like 2 boyfriends like when I was in high school, and one of the boyfriends that I had ended up being somebody that we kind of went our separate ways after high school. And we got together at like a couple years after, and we ended up being together for like 3 years or almost 3 years, something like that. So, but yeah, every relationship that I've been in, which hasn't been many, if there was cheating involved, I never stayed. Like I couldn't. Like it was just because I'm a Cancer. And can't we have a tendency to keep playing shit in our head like over and over again? Like we'll either replay the situation, or we'll keep replaying like, damn, I should have said this, or man, I should have did that. Like we'll keep doing that,
yes.
like to oftentimes to our own detriment. And so I can't stay, my nigga. Like if you feel like you gotta go and fucking suck somebody else, or you gotta go and be emotionally connected to somebody else, then guess what? I need to be leaving. I need to be out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Come on, somebody.
Okay, what about you?
Every person that cheated on me, like, bye-bye. Fuck you.
So you cheating.
Oh! You cheating. And you stupid enough to get caught? Bye the fuck out of here. Like, this was back again, like, the Andrea that you all know and hear today is a very, very tame, heart so big, oh my God, I love everybody. This is a different human being. Back in the day, even though I didn't have a lot of boyfriends, before I had that 7-year relationship in high school, ooh, honey, before I grew titties, I was a whole savage out in these streets.
So you saying the titties made you calm the fuck down?
I think because I was so self-conscious. Like, this is my titties didn't grow in spurts like, oh, she's an A cup 1 year and then B. Bitch, I went from flat ironing board to a D in high school, which seemingly felt like overnight. This body, I didn't like that shit. So I started wearing baggy clothes and big jackets, starter jackets. Yeah. I started wearing that shit. And, I was just very much so, quote, the homie. And Andrea, she cool. She funny. She cool. It was all that once I started doing that. But before, shit, you couldn't tell me nothing. I was playing everybody. Only because I knew you guys. I was very hip early on to what them little fast tail boys was trying to do. So I was like, okay, boom. You want this? You're going to do something for me.
Right.
And the moment you tell me no, gotta go. Right. So I was cutting people off. I had this boy cry in my face, and I didn't give a fuck. I walked away. You gave him the
slow blink and then walked away.
That's it.
See, I
was just so heartless. Thinking back, it's sad.
See, man, when I was in high school, like I wasn't allowed to date until I was about 16. And of course, you kind of sneak and do, what you do. But I just, I wanted to be so low key about people that I was dating because I didn't want it to get back to my parents. Like, my parents were, more specifically, my sperm donor, was very strict. Like, you will not have a boyfriend. You will be in your books. Like, you don't need a boyfriend. You don't need to go on dates. I don't even know what the fuck, because you're not getting married no time soon. So what are you dating for? Like, he was like really, really tough about that shit. So I didn't really date a lot in high school. But then, once I got out and I went to college. Now, in college, I fucked a lot. I didn't really date a lot, but I definitely got my shit wet a couple more times than I needed
to. You know how we do.
More times than I needed to. And then I got involved with the guy that I was with for like, almost 3 years. And then I moved to Atlanta. I think I told this on one of the episodes. I don't know, bitch. But I moved to Atlanta and I got my heart broken. And then I just became a savage. Like, I was just like, oh, fuck all of you niggas. Like, you niggas ain't shit. I will have sex with you. I know I'm not going to call you. No, I don't want to cuddle. No, you can't spend the night. No, you can't have shit in my refrigerator.
You did.
Listen.
You did.
Fuck ya. I
went on a story about cuddle butt. I got you.
Crying in the bed and shit. I was like, listen.
Oh, man.
I can't deal with it. Like, you gotta go. Like, that one time getting my heart broke was enough for me to be like, you know what? This love shit ain't for me. I'm a thug in real life.
Gotcha. Oh, honey. They done started a whole monster.
Created a fucking monster.
Created.
So speaking of monsters, I know that, we talked about this.
This bitch said, speaking of monsters, god damn.
Because niggas ain't shit but hoes and tricks.
Oh, honey. Your segues are hurting my chest.
You can't breathe with a V?
Ooh,
can't breathe with a V.
Shit.
Okay, so speaking of monsters, I know that we kind of tap danced on this a little bit last week. Talking about one Cardamus Basalis
and
offshore. But now there has, by the time you guys hear this, then I definitely know that you have probably seen that video. And Drea, I know you've seen it too. Like with Cardi was performing at the Rolling something festival, some kind of festival or whatever. She was on stage performing her set. And Offset decided that it would be a good idea to not only interrupt her show, but he had them wheel out, some, like this box of roses. One said take, and the other one said me, and another one said back, and the other one said Cardi. And then this little glittery ass nigga got on the mic and was like, look, bruh, I'm sorry, bruh.
Bitch, that right there. Oh, bitch.
Listen, I lost every bit of my cool for so many reasons, but when he said bruh, I was like, do you think you talking to your niggas right now? And it was crazy because you go to the comments of different social media sites, and everybody's like, well, that's how their relationship is. Listen, maybe I am super seasoned.
Fuck.
Maybe I'm super seasoned, but if I'm dating a man and he calls me bruh, nigga, do you not, that would,
in the middle of a so-called apology,
do you not know how my shit would dry the fuck up? What do you mean, bruh? Nigga.
Bruh. As if, it's like the whole, there is just so much to unpack with that whole situation, because it's like these dudes, he shuffled his ass on stage, pretty much the actions equivalent of a man walking up to your job in his house robe and footies with his chest open, talking about, hey, Sylvia, come out and talk to me. I'm sorry.
Is that the nigga voice again this week, Drea? Is that you doing that again? Even with
hey,
even being
Sylvia,
even being sick, that's what the fuck you doing? Okay, just checking, just temperature checking. Go ahead.
Hey, yo, Sylvia, come outside and talk to me, bruh. I'm sorry, bruh. That's what the fuck he did. Martin Lawrence, to my enthusiast of Martin's old stand-up. He did a movie called You So Crazy. If you have not seen this, then number one, you're too young to be watching this show. I mean, to be listening to this show. But furthermore, what the fuck are you doing? You have to listen to this show. But anyway, he has a skit in there talking about how men get crazy over their women, and his tag was crazy, deranged, and he yes, he described this exact situation about how a man showed up to her job in a robe and footies because he's just that crazy and deranged. But even more so, Offset did the equivalent of that, pretty much because fuck my actions that caused all this, but you need to take me back because I want you back.
Right.
Because I am ready to do things better so I don't get caught again.
Right. See, my problem with
he's
him,
not going to stop.
My problem with this whole thing too is not the fact that he publicly apologized. Like, I don't have an issue with a public apology, because when you wrong someone publicly, then you need to apologize publicly. So
Absolutely.
I completely get
I'm
that.
with you.
What I don't like is the fact that, number one, he took her opportunity to do this apology. Like, it was fuck your moment. She's like the first female headliner of this particular festival, so he was like, fuck your moment, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna make this all about me. And then I just felt that it was too pushy. It was like a, I'm going to do this publicly and I'm going to put on a big old show. So, you hopefully have no choice but decide with me, because now everybody's going to be looking at this grand gesture that I did, and they're going to be like, bitch, you're crazy. Why wouldn't you want to take him back? And it's because she just shouldn't. Like, she shouldn't be rushed. No woman should be rushed to take a nigga back after that nigga has done her wrong. Like, no woman should be pressured to that. She needs time.
Numerous times.
Right. He's trash. Like, that shit is abusive as fuck. Like, and then what's even crazier is, you have all these celebrity men who are rallying behind Off Trade and, saying
bye.
And they're like, hey, Cardi, you need to take him back. You need to take him back. Like, even Kirk Frost, fucking
he got instantly roasted the moment
I'ma need you.
He finagled his fingers to type anything.
Listen,
they
Kirk
roasted
Frost
his ass
and his
so
strong
fast.
neck ass. I was like, sir, I'ma need you to, you don't have no skin in this game. You don't need to be talking about what anybody needs to do, what decisions need to be. Bitch, when I was on the Shade Room and I saw that damn comment from Kirk Frost, I was like, okay, this is when it's too much. You got Kirk Frost, you got T.I., you got 50
all
Cent.
serial cheaters.
Right. Manipulators, cheaters, like liars, petty ass niggas who have publicly, in some way or another, shamed a woman in their life. Now, I can't say the same about Tank, because Tank is one of the ones who's spoken up as well. I can't say the same thing about him, but I know T.I. has embarrassed Tiny a ridiculous amount of times. Kirk Frost, his shit gets played on TV every Monday when Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is going. And goddamn 50 Cent, he's just an embarrassment in general because he doesn't even acknowledge his first child. Like, and he's constantly going in about the mother of that child. So it's like fuckboy nation. It's like a fuckboy pep rally, fuckboy Boy Scouts.
Boom. There we go. That is perfect, because it's so much of, the women, it's crazy how these women telling her to leave when she gonna be breaking up her family. But sir, hey stupid, were you thinking about that before you actually, this whole breaking up of the family, before you started fucking on these side women?
Right.
Like, I don't see all this rallying of fuckboys behind the fact, gather your homeboy, but because it's always their friends who they reach out to before they do some shit. None of these dudes are doing dirt without their homeboys knowing, because in essence, for the most part, a lot of these dudes do it to prove to their homeboys that they can. Hey, I knocked down this bitch. You see her, she got 1 million followers on Instagram. I hit that. Like, they're doing it for the fucking daps from their friends. So, instead of cheering these motherfuckers on, as your friend, you should be, or as their friend, excuse me, they should be in their ear like, yo, that's not a good look. Like, you're married, guy.
Right.
Or even if they're not married, you're in a serious relationship. Why do you want to do that? She's a good girl. Like, why would you, like, you're not questioning the actions of your dirtball friends, but yet you cheer them on and blame it on the woman, which is preposterous. I don't understand how y'all could flip that on the woman. He cheated, but y'all flipping the whole situation of her so-called breaking up her fucking family on her.
Right. And and it's like, I could totally understand if it was a situation where Kirk Frost or T.I. went to offshore and was like, listen, I've been in this situation before. I fucked over my wife. I fucked over my girl. I fucked over multiple times publicly. T.I. gets, his shit gets blogged about. Kirk is always on Love and Hip Hop fucking up. Like, I fucked up. And I'm just telling you as your homeboy, I'm looking out. Don't do that shit. Like, you need to just relax, calm your shit. Or at least find a better way so your ass is not always getting caught and getting outed. But do something. It's kind of like, Steve Harvey, say, for example, like, whenever he's talking about making relationships better and what needs to be done, a lot of these relationship gurus, these male relationship gurus, they're always talking to us, and they're not going out and talking to the niggas that they need to be talking to.
Come on, somebody.
Like, they've become millionaires writing books and doing conferences and all kinds of workshops and shit, all for lonely, desperate ass, I want a man, so I'm gonna listen to a man. And my thing is instead of having all these conferences and workshops and slumber parties and shit where you talk to desperate women, it's not the women that's the problem, it's the men. And we keep telling you that the niggas are the problem, but you keep talking to us like we're the ones that are the problem. So I just feel like, a lot of the people who are spending all this time, talking and trying to get in or put their 2 cents in, it's like people who, they don't have the range, bitch. They don't have the fucking range.
At all.
Listen, no range, no room. It's like they're sitting in a room. If you're in a small ass room, you try to put your arms down and spin in a circle, bitch, your arms can't go up. Have a seat, because you ain't got no room. God damn it. And I say that from the closet right now.
Right. Like,
it's hot.
I've never seen such a, but it's good to see this, and it's good to see the mindset of all these men. Ladies, pay attention to this. Pay attention to these men that you are crushing on, caping for Offset and his actions, and not, speaking against his actions and people like that.
Right.
Watch that and keep in mind, keep it very, present in your mind and how you interact with these guys from here out, because clearly he's okay with stuff like that. So if he's okay with stuff like that, ain't no telling how he's gonna be in your relationship if you are in a relationship or you choose to get in a relationship with one of these dudes.
Okay, so let me ask you, like, kind of along the same vein, and I think you kind of answered this before, like when we were talking about cheating and being in a relationship. Now, let's just say that you were in a public relationship. Okay, you guys are in a public, like, you're with somebody who has like a little change, they're your husband and things like that. Are there any circumstances, like, I know that you've said that in the past when you've been in a relationship before, like when someone cheated on you, you've left. But let's just say that, you're in a situation, and in this situation, you're Cardi, and you have a child with this guy, and you guys have built, like, business together, like you've done a ton of things. Is there anything under the scope of that would make you say, you know what? I'm gonna let it go this time, or I'm gonna overlook it this one time? Like, are there any circumstances that would make you overlook cheating? And a pen real quick. So, and then also in addition to that, if you say that you can't stay, is it because of the fact that it was a physical like they physically connected with someone else? Is it because of an emotional disconnect between, you know, you two and with your partner and someone else? Like, what's the most hurtful thing? The fact that they possibly emotionally connected to somebody, or is it because they literally went and stuck their dick in somebody else and they're supposed to be committed to you?
Both. Definitely both. Like,
yes.
I know that the physical, that's gonna crush me. That's gonna fucking crush me. But that emotional, ooh, bitch. Like, that's going to fucking kill me. Like, you shared your motherfucking feelings with this bitch. Like, that's gonna kill me. I think as far as like the physical cheating, I would want to, especially if I'm married. Like, I take marriage very seriously. I've never been married before, but I just take it very serious, and I take that, for better or worse, very seriously. But that, I think for me, I would and this is of course me never having been in this situation where I can actually speak on it. So all this shit could go straight to shit if it actually did happen. I'm running to I need a divorce. But if just speaking, you know, hypothetically, I feel like if that were to happen, I would try to go to counseling, marital counseling, but I know me, and I know that I'll try all the methods to try to make my marriage work, but I'll never look at him the same way ever again.
Right.
And
right.
I feel like once that's gone, you can't get it back. Like, it's hard to get that back. So I'll try, but my heart, my emotions, everything, I'm disconnected.
Right. And see, and that's the thing for me. Like, I, you know, again, it's that cancer thing. Like, I constantly replay, you know, things in my head. Like, you know, I've you know, been somewhat open, like, about my childhood, and even with that I deal with, you know, a form of PTSD, because I'm constantly flashing back to things that happened, you know, and I remember shit from as early as like 3 years old. Like, I remember shit from then, and I keep playing it in my head. So in my mind, you know, if I'm with someone, even if I didn't physically catch you in the act, like, I didn't catch you, it's just something that I found out. In my mind, I'm already creating whole ass scenarios. Like, I'm creating the scenario of, like, when I text you or maybe called you and maybe you sent me to voicemail or you didn't answer right away. I'm thinking in my mind, okay, well, maybe that was the point, you know, that he was cheating. Or, you know, if I would want to see, you know, what the girl looked like. Not that it would really make that much of a difference, but I would still be curious, like, because I would want to know, like, what is it that this woman has that made you just say, fuck these vows, fuck your family, fuck everything that we're building together. I'm just going to run up in this pussy real quick. And then you just think that it's okay. And my mom, like, growing up, you know, because this, you know, infidelity happens in homes and shit like that. And, you know, one of the things that my mom and my aunts and stuff used to always say is, like, never say never. Like, you know, when we would be looking at them like, nigga, your husband cheated on you. Like, the fuck? Never. And you stay. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And they always never say never. Like, it's like, no, I would leave. I would be out. And I just think that, you know, outside of hitting, like, physically, or shit, even emotionally or mentally berating me, you know, I just think that cheating, that's because of how my mind works. I could not stay in a marriage, in a relationship, knowing that this is what you did. It would be really hard for me to get over, because I'm not the type of person that can just kind of push it to the back of my mind, you know, unless they pull some Men in Black bullshit and hold that little light up to my goddamn face and be like, bitch, you ain't gonna remember this. Zoop.
Right.
Don't worry about it. I got you, bitch. Zap. But unless that's gonna happen, I don't see myself forgetting it. And I just hate that there's just such a big responsibility put on the shoulders of women to let certain things go, like let infidelities go, let immaturity go, let just let disrespectful talk, disrespectful conversation, emotional cheating. Like, we're always, that burden is always put on our shoulders. But if the shoe was on the other foot and Cardi was out having threesomes with two niggas and she was out here just fucking and passing the pussy around, them niggas would be like, oh, you can't make a hoe into a housewife, you need to let her go, Offset. You need to let her go. You need to quit trying to fuck with her because she's a hoe. You can't change that. And I just think that that's just, it goes back to even that John Gray shit. Like, we just always have like this big ass responsibility, towards, no matter what, we're supposed to be loyal no matter what. Like, there's no in between about the shit. We should be loyal, and that's it. And it's bullshit. Yeah. It's bullshit.
I don't know where it started or where it comes from or why it's continuing. Because it's not like we don't have resources out here. We don't have therapists. We don't have just resources to do better and learn better techniques on how to relate with one another. We're just decidingly being ignorant and dumb when it comes to relationships and how we deal with each other. And it not even, I don't want to say weird, because that's saying that women are at fault here.
And we ain't doing shit. Like we be minding our motherfucking business.
We ain't doing shit. That's it. We just want love. We want to love y'all. But look at y'all, looking how y'all looking. But I feel like it's something that has seemingly, surprisingly, to me at this point, gotten worse over the years, and it's continuing to get worse, and I don't get it.
Right.
I would think with all the advancements of technology and all the resources that we have available to us in this day and age, I would think that motherfucking relationships would be out here flourishing right now. But we're regressing. We are going back to like trash. Right. We can't even have regular conversations with one another without without the technology, without technology and fucking phones being involved, and we gotta FaceTime, we can't talk on the phone. Like, it's like the simplicity of the early stages of getting to know someone. Right. We're skipping those luxuries. And because we're allowing, social media being huge, we're allowing social media to play a huge part in how we're so-called getting to know people. Right. We're not really getting to know these people, and we're assuming who they are or how they think based off of their social media and their dealings online. Right. And it's evident in how these men and women talk to each other nowadays. Right. And their thought processes. And this shit is whack, man.
And you know what else? Like, another thing that I've seen come up like over and over. Like, I've seen, different, women more specifically. I've seen a couple men do it. I'm gonna give them some credit, but I've seen a lot of people bring up the point that, they would say things like, ask your grandparents how your granddaddy got that scar on his head, or how this happened, or how that happened, and then because it would be like about the argument that back in the day your grandmother stayed. Well, back in the day, granny got her bills paid too. Y'all want to go half and be goddamn roommates and shit. So you don't deserve the same shit that granddaddy got, nigga. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Fucking broke ass talking about you want to fucking pay half. Like, let's go half. Nigga, I wish the fuck I might. You want me to take care of your little ugly ass kids, and you want me to cook you a meal, fucking suck your dick. Like, all day, every damn day. But then you want to come around me and talk about, hey, let's do half on this mortgage. Get the fuck out my face, brokey. Get the fuck out my face. Like I said, don't compare me to my grandma, because my grandma, all she had to do was take care of the kids and take care of the home. And the granddaddy took care of everything else. So if we're going to take bits and pieces from what granny and grandpa was doing, then we need to take, the whole motherfucking shebang, and not just the pieces that satisfy your bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
Over these niggas.
Fucking agreed.
Over these niggas.
But you mentioned grandparents. Real quick, do you think that, because you know, back in the day, like our grandparents, our grandmas, and you know, granddads and all that stuff, they went through a whole lot of bullshit. Back in the day, Pop had whole ass families that was living right down the street that your grandmother didn't know about. So I think, well, not I think, do you think that, you know, that has affected, like, even that thought process and what our grandparents went through back in the day, which then affected our parents, which probably affected us growing up? Do you think that that has any bearing on how people relate with each other today?
So just to make sure I understand, you're asking if the infidelities of Pop, let me get the question again, because bitch, I'm confused. I has confusion. I has it.
So, you know, pretty much how we, you know, kind of mate and relate with each other right now is pseudo based off of how we were raised and what we saw in the home growing up. But how they were raised and what they saw, our parents, what they saw growing up was a lot of, you know, Pop having whole ass families living down the street that your grandmother didn't know about. But all that stuff going on in the home, the trauma, the infidelities, the just fucked up experiences that your grandparents, your grandmother has gone through, your grandfather has gone through with each other, that were kind of not passed on but witnessed by your mom and dad. Do you think that that has inadvertently kind of been passed on to you, and it has an effect on how we, like, even if we try not to do it, do you think subconsciously we're kind of programmed and wired to do so?
Programmed and wired to
accepting trauma and accepting.
I mean, to an extent, and I think that kind of goes a little bit even with, like, I think I started watching a documentary and I fell asleep, like, about the trauma associated, like, post-slavery. Like, you know, they say that a lot of the conditioning that slaves had to go through, like being beaten and, you know, being forced into certain things, like certain religion and blah blah blah, they basically say that trauma from slavery has been passed down generation after generation, which is what essentially causes us to be abusive to one another, like, you know, like parents being abusive to children, you know, things like that. It was really interesting. I need to find it and watch it again, try to finish it, but
send that to me. I
got you.
Sounds about right.
I got you. And so I think that, you know, it's kind of like anything else in life, Drea. Like, I think that, you know, trauma can literally live like in a circle of people. But until somebody decides to pop that bubble and walk outside of the circle and decide that they want something different for themselves, it's just going to keep going in that circle. And it's going to keep being a process that everybody has to deal with all the time. And so I think that, you know, yeah, we saw Pop cheating. We might have saw our uncles cheating. Some of us might have even seen our dads cheating. You know, you never know. But I think that it's okay to decide to want something different for yourself. Yes. You can't, it's fucked up to say, oh, well, because, you know, Pa saw Pop cheating, that's the only example that I have. Barack Obama grew up without his dad, right? And look what the fuck he came to be. He grew up with just his white ass mama. So you can't really use the excuse at the time.
No, but you're right. You're absolutely right.
It can go either way. Like, people can go through extremely traumatic childhoods and not be affected at all. They can go out into the world and become the most successful, most productive, kind-hearted people that you'll ever meet. And adversely, they could actually become a victim of their environment. But then it also, because I watched this other thing, oh my God, I feel like it's all connecting now. I watched this other thing called 3 Identical Strangers, and it was basically about these 3 white dudes who were triplets, and they were separated at birth, and all of them were raised in very different type families. So one of them went to like a very, it was really good, bitch, you gotta watch it. But one of them went to like a really professional home where the dad was like a doctor, and, you know, and the dad was there, but he was always working constantly. constantly busy. Then another one went to like a middle class home where, you know, he was happy and shit was, you know, pretty good. Then another one went to more like a blue collar home and he was abused. And I think that was the one that ended up committing suicide. And the ha at the end of the movie, depression, which they ended up finding out he suffered from like some type of mental disorder. I'm not sure that it was depression 100%, but it was basically the aha in the movie was that your environment absolutely can shape whether or not that if you have an underlying mental disorder, it can be something that can either be nurtured to where it shows up actively in your life. So you're dealing with this mental disorder, you're dealing with the suicidal thoughts, you're dealing with the stuff, or it can be something where, you know, you're, it doesn't affect you as much. Like it can be something that just doesn't affect you because of the type of environment that you grew up in. So basically what they were saying is that since they were triplets, they were all predisposed to the exact same thing. But when their environments changed, or when they grew up in separate environments, that pretty much changed how that particular thing would be dealt with. You know what I'm saying? Because they all came from a mother who had like a disease. And so, but they're in, right. And so, but the fact that they were all in different environments, that completely changed like how that disease ended up showing up in their life, if at all, because of the other two had nothing, but the one who was abused and the one who was, he ended up committing suicide. And so, right. So I definitely believe that, you know, we can be products of our environment, but I also believe that as far as cheating, you know, it ain't no monkey see, monkey do, nigga. Just because you saw Pop do it, and you didn't necessarily witness Pop get his ass beat, that don't mean you can't get fucked up around these parts. So, no.
Right.
You can go ahead and take a chance, nigga, but you might draw back a nub trying to keep me from leaving. Got me fucked up.
Oh, well, guess what? We got another listener letter.
Okay.
So, okay. You know what? Okay, this one this week is from a young lady who would like to remain anonymous. So I'm going to give you the name Maxine.
Okay.
Kind
of like In Vogue.
Oh, was one?
Yeah, it was Cindy, Terry, Dawn, and Maxine.
Oh, you know, I don't know the names. I know Dawn's name. That was the only one that I knew.
But wait a minute, you ain't fucking Vogue heavy?
No, absolutely. But I just never took the time to invest in learning their names.
You didn't fuck with them heavy if you ain't know their name, my nigga.
I did. Let's not do that. We not do. No. We not gonna do that. Now listen, bitch. I fucked with Arrested Development heavy, but I couldn't tell you all them motherfuckers' names. I couldn't tell you all 97 members of the Wu-Tang Clan, but I fuck with Wu-Tang.
You know what?
Now,
but you don't really fuck, like you fuck with them, but you don't.
But I don't fuck with them. Whatever, bitch. Listen to the story.
Okay.
Okay, so it says, so I met Jamal about 8 months ago. Jamal is an alias too. So I met Jamal about 8 months ago. We started off as friends and both said we weren't ready for relationships for different reasons. But we started feeling each other and are now friends with partial benefits. No sex yet. What the fuck is the girl?
So what they doing? Okay. Fingering and jacking off?
That's what it's. Hey, you know I'm down for the finger party. But yeah, that's what it pretty much sounds like. You know, like I don't know what the fuck. Okay. It said at first it was great, but now it's getting messy. I've started having feelings for him, and the things he says and does make it seem like he cares for me as more than a friend. He calls me babe and love, tells me he cares deeply. Let me put a pin in that. I'm sorry. Girl, I call motherfuckers love. How you doing, love? You good, babe? Like, what? Girl, okay. So he says he tells me he cares deeply for me and he goes way out of his way to help me out when I need it, but he's not consistent. As per usual, Things get really good and then he flips. He cuts out the sweet talk and starts being more short with me, leaving me hanging and not reaching out for days on end. This hot cold flip keeps happening and it's killing me. When I try talking to him about how he's being, he gets pissed and pulls away more. Baby, I'm triggered. So she says, I think it's because he feels like I shouldn't have these expectations of him if we're just friends. And he's right, but these expectations come from him treating me like we're definitely more than just friends. Okay, let me skip down a little bit. Okay. He insists that he's not pulling away. He just gets really busy sometimes. He works full time, takes college classes, and has recently taken his 13-year-old nephew and is trying to raise him on his own. So I know he really is busy, but it feels like it's more than that. I know for sure that this isn't about another woman, and him being sweet and good to me isn't a fake front just to get sex, because we haven't even slept together yet. He wants to wait until his nephew is out of town because he says that he values me too much to have to rush our first time and leave right after. I'm at a point where I really don't want to lose our friendship, but the level of emotional and physical intimacy we've shared would make it impossible to go back to viewing him as just a friend. So I'm trying to figure out, instead of the alternative of walking away completely, I'm wondering how this looks from the outside to both of you and your advice on the situation. So, young Jia-san, what are your thoughts?
Gia's a savage bitch. I listen. The whole time that you're reading this, I'm literally like, my eyes are looking up at the ceiling because that's how hard I'm rolling them.
Yeah, the white meat get dry, don't it?
Listen, I need some Visine in this bitch because I'm always going to be a super duper advocate of keep your shit to yourself. If you feel that you might be even a little bit close to possibly wanting any type of emotional connection with somebody that they're not prepared or willing to give you, like, you cannot go into these situations, and you might have the conversation with the guy and you guys might both agree from your mouths that you don't want a relationship. You're not looking for that type of connection. But then in your mind, if you already have it like in your mind that you're receptive to it, because emotions aren't, I'm not saying that you can't catch emotions, just from, hanging out with somebody enough, and then, things can develop. That's human. Like, I get that. Yeah. But if you are not strong-willed in what it is that you're looking for, then every time somebody says baby or calls you babe or love or, whatever the partial benefits, I don't even understand that. It's really going to, and I feel that in order to avoid even having to ask questions like this, you just need to avoid those types of relationships until you, number one, figure out what it is that you're wanting for yourself. And then once you figure that out, two, go after people who can give you that. If you don't know if you don't know for sure whether or not you want something more monogamous, more long lasting, more of an emotional and physical connection, then I just say leave dating alone. Leave the whole process alone, because a lot of men are going to say anything. They know, for some reason, they know that trigger in us. They know that trigger, and they know to say, and they know what to do to reel us in enough to get us emotionally invested. But then they'll drop that ball and say, but hey, bitch, I told your ass.
We was just friends.
Bitch, here you go. All right, your turn. Go ahead. You go.
No, I told you I was triggered. No, I'm sorry. Go on.
No, I mean, no, but that was pretty much it. Like, I just feel like, a lot of times, there are things that can be said that can be enough to reel a person in. Like, it ain't just niggas, it's stud bitches too. Stud bitches do the same shit.
Bye. I can't.
They want to be a nigga so goddamn bad, bitch. But they little studly ass, they be knowing what the fuck to say. Come real smooth in they sports bra on your ass. And they be like,
My word. So I feel like the whole, we're friends. We just did this show on Friends with Benefits. The shit, like I said, the shit don't work because somebody is always going to end up being on that bullshit.
Right.
Because humans, we're wired that way.
Right.
We just are. And it's like the more that we try to go against the grain and, like I said, I'm out here. I'm a whole savage in these streets. I'm fucking good. Seeing everybody doing everything I want.
Say that with some aggression, though. Say it with some aggression, Drea. Say it with some goddamn aggression. I'm fucking.
I'm fucking. You gotta let that bottom lip click your teeth real quick. I'm fucking. Doing all that. And it's like, bruh, sooner or later, you're going to feel something because that's just how the fuck humans are. So as far as you and him being, I guess, pseudo friends with benefits because you ain't had full penetration yet, but leave each other. Stop playing with your dick and your coochie. Stop it. You don't need to be doing that. So if you really going to be friends, be that.
Right. And
ain't no. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. No, ain't
no fooling around. Ain't no touching nothing. Friends should be friends.
Exactly.
Just that. I'm not touching on my homeboy's dick. I'm not kissing my homeboy. I'm not even hugging my homeboy too tight where he's feeling on my titties. Are you fucking crazy? Like, because at some point I start viewing my friends as family. So if you really my homeboy and I really look at you as my friend, please understand there is no, flirting going back and forth. There's gross, ill. No.
Right.
Like, right. I don't look at you in that way. So if you really want to be this boy's friend, then be that. But you're not there. So I vote that both of you motherfuckers part ways.
Right.
Because clearly he doesn't want a relationship. He doesn't want anything close to it because of how he's acting. He's going hot and cold. Anybody that wants a relationship or something more than friends partial benefits, well, he said he didn't want y'all first time, so clearly he's planning on tapping that ass at some point.
Right.
He's given all signs and all cues to you that he doesn't want anything but your tail. So Maxine, I suggest you keep your tail to yourself and go give it to somebody that actually is consistent and doesn't push you away as if being with you or entertaining a relationship beyond friends is icky and gross. That's what he's giving me. Like, ill, girlfriend, no, ill.
And then like, he's trying to also kind of play it, like I was saying with the words of affection, like, the babe, or the terms of endearment, the babe and love and all this kind of stuff. And then, also he's throwing it in, like, hey, I just respect you a whole lot, and I respect you so much that I don't
come
wanna...
on, give me that tone.
Oh, I'm respecting you so damn much, I don't want to fuck you with my nephew around. Nigga, get the fuck out of here. That baby gotta sleep sometime, goddammit. What the fuck you mean you trying to make it special so nobody else is in the house? Nigga, fuck me, okay? Is the baby sleep?
Exactly.
Is the baby sleep in the same room as you? If not, fuck me, sir. Let's fuck, please.
Exactly.
So Maxine, no, I know you said you wanted to get some advice short of cutting it off, but from Jia the Savage, I'm gonna say cut that shit. Because you getting too invested and you're not going to get what the fuck you're hoping to get. Let it go, girl. Find somebody else. Get somebody who aligns with what it is that you want. And then also write back and explain what the fuck a partial friend would benefit. I want to know if y'all just jacking each other off. Like, I want to know if y'all just like doing some finger banging. Like, you licking each other, but you're not putting anything in. Like, I want to know what that means. What is a partial?
It gotta be that. Because what else? Like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
I need to know.
What the fuck is a partial friend with benefits?
I has all the confusion. All of it.
That's that new man.
These niggas out here just confusing the fuck. Offshore, Kirk Frost, Tip, 50, fucking
like
Tank.
Everybody's they're rewriting the definitions to all these things nowadays.
Right.
That I don't understand. You got situationships, you have friends with benefits, you got fuck buddies, you got what the fuck, girl. Get me back to 1992, because clearly that's when shit was popping for me.
Listen,
I want simplicity. Goddamn it.
I just want to know what the fuck we're doing, bitch. That's it. I just want to know what the fuck we're doing.
That's it, Maxine, sis. It's a no for me too. You have a collective fucking no from friend in my head.
We said no, goddammit. Right, no. N-O.
We said no.
Period. Not semicolon, not ellipses.
Just a
no,
period.
Bitch.
Done
no.
with that. Your time is non-refundable, girl. Please stop wasting even more on this young man. That's it. Oh. Seems we've come to the end of our time together, young Jia.
We've come to the end of the road.
I don't know why I continue to do steeple fingers when you can't see it. But yes, we have come to the end of our time together. If you guys have any questions they're not all going to be no's, but come on. Some of this stuff, y'all know it's going to be a no from us. You just want to hear us say it till you dead in your fucking face.
Some of them even know the answer themselves. Like, even without us saying yes or no, they just want that confirmation. Like,
absolutely.
Niggas know. You, Maxine, you know, goddammit.
Boom.
You knew, girl.
you been knew. Been knew he was on that bullshit. But if you needed us to say it, here we are. It's a no, sis.
It's a no. It's a no for me, dog. Mm-hmm. It's a no.
Mm-hmm. So, Jia, any closing
We do this every goddamn week, bitch. Every fucking week. Every motherfucking week you try me like I'm Jerry Springer delivering that final moment. I keep telling you niggas.
I just feel like you got a little something that you'd like to share. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. If you don't, hey, no skin off nobody's nose. I just feel like there might be something left up in the tube. You know, you gotta squeeze from the top. Squeeze from the bottom up.
I'm gonna tell you, Drea, I ain't even got it in my spirit because these niggas been draining me for the past month. It's just been too much, and online and in my personal life, I'm drained. I'm drained.
You negroids have fucked up the church. Look at this. You know
You're fucking the family.
Now I'm mad. You done fucked up the family function, goddammit. I'm sick of y'all shit now too. These motherfuckers. You know what? If you guys want to reach out to us, make sure you follow us on social media at FIMH Pod on all social media. Friend in my head on Facebook, correct, Jia? You
that
know
would be
it.
Give
them the motherfucking info.
It.
And if you guys want to send us a listener letter, you make sure you send it to fimhpod@gmail.com. And we will definitely answer it on the show. Make sure you keep it pretty succinct because, bitch, who wants to read novels?
Nigga, don't send us no damn soliloquy plus fucking college term paper because we're gonna send that shit back as undeliverable. Goddamn it! Some of y'all be writing novels, and I don't know what your problem is. I don't know who you think reading that shit, but we not.
It. Oh, girl, I refuse. I refuse. But we love y'all, but nah. So thank you guys so much for listening this week. You know, I'm going to leave y'all with a little something to put in your pocket. You know, I know it's Friday. You motherfuckers going to go out and do some dumb shit this weekend. And I'm here for it. But I need for you to be safe and mind your manners and make sure you are aware and very much so present everywhere that you're at this weekend. And come on, don't fucking embarrass your parents. That's it.
Nigga.
What?
Did you really? That was such a motherfucking butterfly in the sky ass moment.
Oh, because listen,
what the fuck do you think this is?
I told him to be present. That's it. I want y'all to be present.
Listen, be
present.
Motherfuckers
wasting enough time.
Don't be stupid, you guys. And we will see you.
That's it.
Next the fuck week.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.